Smile though your heart is aching. Smile even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you'll get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile and maybe tomorrow you'll see the sun come shining through for you. Light up your face with gladness, hide every trace of sadness. Although a tear may be ever so near, that's the time you must keep on trying. Smile, what's the use of crying? You'll find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile. Smile, though your heart is aching. Smile, even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you'll get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile and maybe tomorrow you'll see the sun come shining through for you. Up your face with gladness, hide every trace of sadness. Although a tear may be ever so near, that's the time you must keep on trying. Smile, what's the use of crying? You'll find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile, 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 smile. I know your life on earth was troubled, and only you could know the pain. You weren't afraid to face the devil. You were no stranger to the rain. Rest high on that mountain, son, your work on earth is done. Go to heaven shouting, love for the Father and the Son. how we cried the day you left us. Gathered round your grave to grieve. Wish I could see the angels' faces when they hear your sweet voice sing. So go as high on that mountain, sun, your work on earth is done. Go to heaven shouting love for the Father and the Son. Oh, how we cried the day you left us. Gathered round your grave to grieve. Wish I could see the angel faces when they hear your sweet voice sing. So go as high on that mountain, sun, your work on earth is done. Go to heaven shouting love for the Father and the Son. Love for the Father and the Son. Come thou fount of every blessing, tune my heart to sing thy grace. Streams of mercy never ceasing, call for songs of loudest praise. Teach me some melodious sonnet sung by flaming tongues above. Praise the mount I'm fixed upon it. Sing us a song, you the piano man. Woo! Sing us a song tonight. Cause we're all in the mood for a melody, and you've got us feeling.
All right.
Thank you very much. It's 8 o'clock on a Sunday. A regular crowd shuffles in. There's an old man, he's sitting next to me, making love to his tonic and gin. He says, son, can you play me a memory? I'm not really sure how it goes, but it's sad and it's sweet, and I knew it complete when I wore a younger man's clothes. La la la, la la la, la la la, la la la, la. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody, and you've got us feeling all right. John at the bar, he's a friend of mine. He gets my drinks for free, and he's quick with a joke. He'll light up his smoke when there's some place that he'd rather be. Oh, he said, John, I believe this is killing me, as a smile ran away from his face. Oh, I know I could be a big movie star if I could get out of this place. La la la, la la la, la la la, la la la, la la la. Sing us a song, you the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody, and you've got us feeling all right. It's a pretty good crowd, it is, isn't it?
It is.
About 8, 9.
Yeah, at least.
It's a pretty good crowd for a November the 5th.
Yay!
Have you got the fireworks, Sue?
I've got the fireworks. Have you got the lighter?
I've got the lighter.
Okay.
There shouldn't be any problem in this room. It's a
There's
massive
plenty
room.
of space.
So there's plenty of space.
Plenty of space.
If I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll stand back when you set the rockets off.
Okay. I
What?
can't tie you to one. Send you off on a trip.
Oh, that's nice. That's funny. It's nice to see everybody. That Sue's normal. She's had a sleep this afternoon. All right. So now
Gradually
she's
waking
all wakey. You know, she's all, oh, hello, look, oh, the manager's awake, and all that kind of stuff. Sue, could you just do me a favour?
What do you want, darling?
You know all that hair you've got there?
Yes. You want some?
I would, yeah, basically. No,
But they're all.
our guest here is also in need. All right.
Listen. They all like your hat, darling. They're all like your
The
hat.
Stetson.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I hope you like that.
Yeah,
This is
good.
the original thing. This is the real, it came from a dead cowboy somewhere. I took it off him when I was in Nashville. It was just, they're all lying around there. Just, they don't bury him. They just leave him. Anyway, so it's a pretty good crowd for a Saturday. And the manager, she gives me
A smile.
That, by the way, is a very, very top note. Okay?
Hang on a minute.
What?
I'll just
What? You want to show it?
yeah, go on then.
That one, all right? That's a top A, all right? But because this is an old piano, it didn't have the full keyboard, the full 88.
What?
I know.
What?
But in this one, it's a D, C sharp, C, B, B flat, A. So it's A to A. All right?
Well, your
You hear
knuckles look lovely, darling.
Sorry?
Your knuckles look lovely.
that? Do they look like?
Yes.
Do you like the ring?
Yes.
By the way, this is a beautiful ring, isn't it? This one, it came.
Hang on.
See, look
Wait.
at that.
Oh.
You see it?
That was gone.
Hang on, now you've gone.
Come
Okay,
on,
that's
there,
it.
There we are.
Right.
And that belonged to my father. He
Yeah.
doesn't wear it anymore.
Yeah.
So I wear that now because I lost my wedding ring around about, I don't know what it's 20. Have you said you've got it?
I've got your wedding ring, yeah.
Why didn't you tell me this? I literally don't know what's going on. I'm in the middle of the song.
Can I just say?
And you tell me that you've got my wedding ring.
Yes.
I've finished it yet.
Can I just say that actually you do know I've got it, because otherwise you wouldn't have asked the question.
Well, no,
would you?
it's somewhere in the back of my mind because I'm an old man. I forget these things.
Rattling around at the back of the mind, is it?
Because there's not a lot going on in there. And anyway, how are you all? I hope you're good this week. We're here for a bit of hilarity, a bit of fun, some great musicianship, and a lovely man to boot, Matt, who's been playing on, I think, all of my albums, but from after number 2. After, yeah, it was.
I think
so.
And
on every single album, in some form or another. Whether multi-instrumentalist that he hasn't got his bass guitar here today because it doesn't really work on this kind of thing, sadly. But we welcome him, and
we do.
There's a pretty good crowd for a Sunday, and the manager, she gives me a smile because she knows that it's me they've been coming to see, to forget about life for a while. Like a beer, and they sit at the bar and put bread in my jar and say, "Man, what are you doing here?" It's a question I've often asked. La 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 la. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody, and we've got us feeling alright. Piano dies away. We welcome you once again to program number 134 or 35, and JV live from the Steinway room, and Sue with special guest Matt Weeks, and we're going to introduce him right away because I think actually let's go and see the man himself. He's good looking, he's young, he's promising. Now, votes. Do you want me to put the? Do you write it down, please, and tell us whether you want the hat on?
Oh, it's good, isn't it?
It is. It does fit. It fits. It does. It makes me look very, very different. When I go into places, people go, "Hello, do I know you?" And I like that. And I don't know. Do you know me? Just stupid question. I find that one a stupid question. But do I know you? Should I know you? Or somebody said recently, "Didn't you used to be Jonathan Veira?" And yeah. I just wanted to say welcome to Matt Weeks.
Well, thank you very much.
Here, and Matt, it's been a long time. I've had this idea in my head of you coming in for very long time.
You never told me that.
Well, no, I've had various musicians, but you know, each one of them, I always feel they have to have a story to tell.
Yeah.
They have to have something to share, because it's not just the music. I've admired your musicianship for years. You are an outstanding example of somebody who just takes on everything, just absorbs music. And you've been professional for how long?
Oh, it's going to be
forever?
25 years or more
25
now.
years?
Yeah.
You look, how can you be? I thought you were about 25. Then you see, so from literally from when you were a baby onwards.
Yeah. That is a long time, isn't it? That's the thing with that job. It's fine when you're 20 and you're doing a bit of music and you're making it by, and then you realise you have a wife and kids and a mortgage, and you're like, this is not the right job for this man. I'm still doing it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay. But
well, did you? I mean, let's go back a bit with you. We're going to sing a song in a second. Which is, I just fancied doing this, and I suddenly thought, actually, I've got a guitarist to play along. I've never done it on the show. I've never done it ever live, and I just picked it up this afternoon and thought, I'll have a look at it. Let's do it. But I will always love you. But
Did you always love music?
Well, actually, that is interesting. Yes, but we definitely had that phase as kids where it was the sport thing. It was the football. And, we were given piano lessons as kids. We started quite young. But very quickly, we're like, okay, we want to play football and do all the Saturday morning stuff. And my poor father, who, he's got...
Laboured under this, yeah.
He's the musician.
He's a fine musician.
We had plenty of instruments all around the house. He had a band. He had a great record collection, which, as you know, is very important.
Very important to him.
And very important for, us as we, grew in the whole thing. So,
because he was mainly into blues and...
Yeah, he's a guitarist.
A great guitarist.
So you lean towards that sort of thing. So he's definitely got that bluesy edge to what he does. But it was a very broad record collection, and he's got a very broad taste as well. So he can cover the bases. It wasn't too narrow.
No, but Steve, your dad, Steve and I were we crossed swords in a very happy way. Very many times.
Probably nearly shut Facebook down, just the pair of you, haven't you?
Yes, every time we argue about, and if he does happen to be watching right now, because he's not here, is he? He's retired and gone off for many months of the year off to Greece.
Yeah, my mum is Greek, so we've often holidayed, but now they're both retired. They've said that we want to spend a lot more time there, so they're spending half the year in Greece on the Med, sending us, our family WhatsApp is filled with these lovely sunsets, and we're all like, oh.
Yeah, and no babysitting at all.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, that's great.
So my poor
Sue, that's what we need to do. We need to move to the Isle of Wight. Yeah. I can hear Adrian Pinnock and Nicola going, yes, do it. Well, no, we can see lots of sunsets, but they're never going to see us again.
But so I was going to say, we did the sports thing, and my poor dad was having to get up on Saturday morning and come down to this muddy football field, thinking, why do I want the kids to do the music? I've given them all this setup and all these instruments in the house. But it didn't, a few years in, maybe early teens, suddenly, for some reason, we just all sort of went... Well, it was me and my older brother, Dan. Will, who I know you know, is 8 years younger than me. So there was a little bit of a gap, but...
Oh, gosh, 8 years?
That's right, 8 years. And then Jo, my sister, 2 years below Will.
So wait a minute, let's see. So there's number one was Dan. Yeah, I know Dan. Well, weeks, the studio.
That's right.
We can talk about that in a minute, but...
Yeah.
Okay.
And then 2 years later, me.
Ah, right.
Yeah, number 2. Middle child.
Yeah.
Difficult.
Eventually. Let's talk. Do you want to talk about that in the group?
Can I unburden myself?
Yeah.
And then 8 years, Will, and 2 years, Joanna.
I mean, that's a long space, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's an interesting dynamic, with that setup. But it's good.
But that also meant that you played together.
Yeah. So about the family band, Our Dad.
Very clever. It was named Our Dad. It was led by Our Dad.
Yeah, Our Dad. I mean, all the northern jokes just...
Yeah, right.
Don't go
I know. It's just
Dad.
terrible, isn't it?
But it was great. So we had... he had... like I said earlier, he had a band when we were... From when I can remember. So it was always this thing of you'd see these guys turn up for the gigs and they'd come over, tea and toast and practice, and you just... It was obvious. It was the goal to get in the band. Wow, this was cool. Yeah. One day... So that probably drove some of that switch from, playing footy and... Yeah. Actually, the music thing is quite cool. So eventually we got into it. I think in the brass section first.
Did you?
Yeah. So that was the thing. My brother started picking up saxophone when he was a teenager. And I think I just felt left out and thought, I'm going to do that too. And I picked up the trumpet.
Oh, do you know, I did not know that was the first.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. Because some of you may know, They Told Me, Parappa-pum-pum. This man did a 2-part trumpet. Was it trumpet and flugel?
Oh, yeah.
I think it
might
was.
have been a valve trombone, but it's best not to mention that probably.
So the album, it's Christmas Time that we did 2 years ago. Yeah. He played brass on it. He played nearly everything else on it as well. Yeah. So, and you will get a lot of you who've got most of my albums. You can see him going back to 2003. Wow. So we're talking 20 years on our albums, and you've played on everybody else's, haven't you? You've done extensive recordings.
Yeah, started out as doing the bass player thing, and it blossomed into all the other stuff as well. Which
your bass playing is superb. You're very funky. You're very funk based. I always think of you as a funky, quite funk led. That's what Mark used to use you for.
Yeah.
But then you kept growing, and I want to go back to your childhood. But it was interesting. Every time you turned up to a recording studio, you have your estate car or whatever it was, and you'd open the boot, and out would come 1,000 instruments, and you go, right, which one do you want? So I don't know why I did it in a northern accent. I'm not sure. Right, which one do you want then? Comes from our dad, you see. Right. So I mean, you start with the trumpet.
Well, no, I started with those piano lessons when I was 5 or something.
Okay, which gave you harmony, the idea of harmony.
That's right. So it sets it all out beautifully. I did 3 grades. I got to grade 4, and I saw the list of the scales and thought, I can't even remember the list of the scales, let alone play them. You know. So I gave up the classical stuff.
Just so that people understand what that means is, as you go through the graded exams for the Royal Schools of Music, they start unbelievably. They start with C, which means that all the black notes become a mystery. Right, but you do that, and you do have, and then so a lot of people don't know this, and then it grows, and you add scales to it each grade.
The minors come in,
and you do 2 4 octaves.
Yeah, and that's right, double octaves.
Oh my gosh, it was horrendous.
Yeah,
and it did become very, very difficult. Well, that's by definition it has to be difficult, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So you went up to grade 4.
I did 3 of them, bailed out top of 4. I was out, but then obviously my dad was a guitarist first and foremost, so I was already picking up some chords off him. By 10 I was picking up guitar at school, so I was going for the guitar thing for a while, and then I made that sort of strategic decision. I thought, there's all these guitarists kicking around, I think I was going to the London College of Music as a junior, and there's all these guitarists.
Did you go? I didn't know.
It was in Ealing at the time, like the junior school, so we were going up there, and I
play classical.
Yeah, it was, and the guy luckily got me into a bit of jazz. He started putting some jazz standards in front of me, which again is like that's a great step in the journey. Like you now have to work out this weird chord with the root on the E string, the root on the A string, and that having to do that means you've got that vocabulary now. And then of course you just think, what does that look like on the piano? Because I'm still keeping it, just ticking away. So you work out what does that look like, and then next thing you know, you're able to do all, what. There's a sort of cut off. Some musicians are fine, but then once you start putting sharp 9s in front of them, they
start freaking out.
Yeah, but I could actually do that on the guitar, and I could do it on the piano as well. So I wasn't a virtuoso, but had enough about me that I could.
And do you compose on the guitar or the piano mainly?
Yeah, both. Yeah.
That's interesting. Is because this one. Why don't we do? We'll do this one because it's a nice, easy work into this one. You've got so many songs that you're going to sing from your latest projects, and I thought we'd do a few, dot them in. You do one with me, we'd do it together, and then you do one on your own, and all that kind of thing. And we start to trace your own development as a. Is that right? And we're going to do "I Will Always Love You," I think.
Ooh, and this is the new one.
And anybody for anybody in particular?
No, I don't think so. I think just play it, and we'll enjoy it.
Well, let's see what should we do. I think it's A major. Should we do A major? Right, that's right. And so.
you have all you dreamed of, and I wish you joy and happiness. But above all this, I wish you love.
That was rather lovely. That was really nice.
Interesting,
I
wasn't
mean,
it?
JB,
Yes.
I've never felt so romantically involved in a
I
song.
know,
I mean, oh,
looking at me straight in the eye. I mean, I don't know what to say
what
when
a
I'm.
feeling.
Do you know what? It's the other day I heard Vince Gill playing it with Dolly Parton, and
Yes.
it just
Well,
went,
as Gareth pointed out, she of course wrote that.
yeah.
And her version is very different because it's very country.
It is.
And I love the story about Elvis wanting to use it. And she knew that if she let him have it, then that would be the end of it.
Wasn't it the
And,
Colonel say that
yeah,
was it? You give
yeah.
it to me, and it belongs
And
to
she
us.
turned it down because she just felt that she didn't want that to go. What a decision! I mean, really tough
And then Whitney
decision.
does it,
And then Whitney does it, and
knocks
woohoo!
it out of the park.
Incredible, wow.
And that it's just a love. It's a very simple song, isn't it?
And didn't she
And
write
I
it on the same night she wrote Jolene or something like that?
Yeah, yeah. Talk about talking about a good night.
Yeah.
Jolene, 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 I'm begging of you. And great guitar picking on that she didn't do.
Have you ever heard the slowed down version of Jolene? They did this thing
What's
where
that
they
one?
take like a 45 and play it at 33 RPM.
Oh, really?
And it's so groovy.
Is
It's
it really?
amazing,
What
yeah.
was it? What's the groove then? What does it have? It goes,
Jolene, it's the same, exact same recording. But it's slowed down. And it just, that's a really good recording, isn't it?
yeah, it's
You've got to check it
interesting,
out.
isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, so you there you are. You're playing various instruments. Do you decide to go to university? Do you decide to study at a higher level? Anything to do with music?
Yeah, but I thought I was going to try and be sensible about it, and thought maybe I should, because I was into maths as well. Did maths?
Oh, were
A-level,
you?
Maths, music.
What is your dad? What's his computer?
I
What does he actually do? What did he do before?
Good question.
All right.
He spent most of his time working for IBM. He's
Right,
quite
so
a sort of
it's-
snazzy little, sort of software engineer, and he's got into server consolidation. I mean, I know that word.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
And I remember one of the drummers in the band, who was Martin Neal.
Ah,
I mean, that's the story.
Martin Neal.
Martin Neal suddenly turned up in
Gosh.
our house. when I was a
Yeah.
kid.
Yeah.
He was like,
Played with him years ago.
yeah. And he's a professional drummer,
Yeah.
drummed with Graham Kendrick,
Yeah.
Posh, amazing
That's where
guy.
we start. That's where we met. Yeah.
I mean, he was a real mentor for me, but we can
He
talk
was,
about that in a
yeah,
minute.
yeah,
But
yeah.
basically, he would say my dad would say to him, Martin, you get to do it professionally. That's amazing. I wish I could have done that. And Martin would reply, no. You got it absolutely perfectly. You've got a fantastic job. You can support your family, and you get to do this, this band in your spare time.
Yeah, yeah.
And have a word of a time, And it was interesting.
And did that influence you? That comment?
Yeah, it did a little bit. I mean, because Martin, basically, we met him in a pub in another band, and he wanted our keyboard's number. But my dad was like, "No way! But you can come back to our house for tea, and maybe I'll give it to you."
Yes.
And we had no idea he was a Christian. Played for Graham Kendrick.
Yeah.
So what do you do? He said, "Well, you might not have heard of him, but I play with this guy called Graham Kendrick." And we're like, "Oh,
Well, Graham and I. That's
where.
where I met him.
Right,
That's right, wasn't it, Sue? I was MD at the band
Oh, really?
at that time.
Yes, mate.
And before I went off to do training.
Right.
So Martin and then we did. Do you remember he started playing for me, doing.
Yeah, when you did Greenbelt and so on, he was your drummer,
Martin
wasn't he?
came, and it was with Raoul. How is he, by the way?
There's signs of improvement, but it's
And I
slow.
haven't visited
It's
him.
slow.
No, I'm embarrassed that I've not been.
No, I've not met.
Signs of improvement. Is he
There's
still? Is it
little
left side?
steps where it's been, there's been some nice signs of improvement. But
have you been? Have you seen him?
No,
I've not been either.
Which is a shame. But
no,
bless him. Yeah.
He needs us to go, doesn't it? We need to just step up, because Raoul has played on nearly all of our albums as well, and he's just been one of these brothers that he's absolutely loopy, and we love having him around. It's you can't.
He just lifts the room, doesn't he?
He does every time. But anyway, so Martin is there talking to you about playing.
So I'm a 14-year-old kid, funny, I'm on trumpet in my dad's band, and he's joined, and he's obviously, he's larger than life. He's this tall guy.
He's out of it, isn't he?
Out there,
totally.
But he's got all these stories, and he's giving us, me and my brother Dan, all this advice and showing us things, playing us music. It was absolutely transformative, So then when it got to the point of, maybe, after A-levels, maybe I should do accounting. And become an accountant. That would be the sensible thing to do. Don't become a musician. But this chap, another guy in my church, again, was like a youth leader, sort of mentor figure. Was like, Matt, don't be stupid. Go and do music. And I can't remember his exact words, but that's basically what he told me.
Go and study.
And I did, and never
Where
looked
did
back.
you go?
Well, I went to the University of Hertfordshire. Basically, it's the Hatfield Poly.
Yeah, okay, no, but they did was it a full music degree?
Well, it was electronic music, which sounds all like I'm going to be a DJ, but it was actually really compositional, and they were really into contemporary classical music. All the Squeaky Gate, Weird, Schoenberg.
Yeah.
So it was a bit of a
stuff I spent my time doing.
Yeah. But you learn a bit of 4-part harmony, and you learn a bit of sampling, and all put it through the lens of composition.
Yeah.
So it was brilliant, actually. But then during that time at uni, I'd start getting these bass sessions. So I started getting
playing for various people.
And I'd say to the guys at uni, "Do you mind if I take this?" It was like back in the days where you do a week.
Yes.
The budgets could pay for a week to go and record an album.
Yeah.
So I'd be, "Can I go for a week?" And they'd be like, "Well, it's music."
Yeah. And it's
let
what
me
you're
go.
training to do.
Yeah. So it's incredible. And,
it's funny, actually. I mean, this is very true. The Royal Schools of Music don't let their students go out at all in the first 3 years. They have to gain permission to go and do a gig. Now I've got, because I teach at university now, and what we're trying to encourage them to do is to go out and get as much work as you can, because it's so hard to get anyway. It's hard to get playing, and there's just nothing around it. I mean, are you wishing you'd done accountancy now during lockdown?
It's not that long. Not a lot of time will pass before my wife might say, "Oh, I wish you'd, been an accountant." But we've had the roller coaster ride. Yeah, but I mean, gosh, God has been so faithful.
So that
I'm
has
still
kept
doing
you.
it. I'm doing
you're
music
still,
and it's just incredible. I don't know how it's worked, but it has.
So actually, during lockdown, how was that for you financially?
Well, we did okay, because by that time I think I started getting into production maybe 2007.
Right, and you had a company.
Something. So me and my brother, we got that going, and also I'm going to a church in Ashvale, a little village Anglican church with an amazing vicar the service is sort of quite orthodox and liturgical, but he's creative through and through.
Oh, right.
So everything he does is about creativity.
What's his name?
Neil Lambert. You know him from...
No, I know Neil.
He was at your...
He was at our church. And he's liturgical. I must go one.
I said this morning, I'm going to JV's tonight. I know, you told me.
Well, I must come along, actually, just because I haven't seen him for a long time.
Well, it's just up the road as well. It's just up the road. Yes. He and Helen were at Bonneville with us.
Ah, right. And then he took holy orders.
He did. Yeah. And he's fantastically creative. He uses a lot of art and so on, which is just wonderful. Yeah.
Oh, that's it. And
but he was very creative during lockdown, wasn't he? Mm. I saw pictures of him on Facebook with sort of...
He got onto the news eventually because he was doing things like drive-through communion, and he'd spray people and get them to do their washes as the response. It was, it was just
Didn't he get into trouble for it?
Probably. He's that guy. I remember I spoke to some of the guys in the church that said he was the brave choice. Yeah. But it's been absolutely amazing. He puts people out of their comfort zones.
Do you know, that's so refreshing to hear that about the Anglican Church. I'm being honest with you.
He is absolutely phenomenal. And for me, what he did was, he said, why don't we, in this Methodist chapel we're using over the road for our extra stuff, why don't we build a studio? I'm like, yeah, let's build a studio.
Which we've recorded in a number of times.
You recorded the Christmas album.
Yeah, Christmas album.
And it did take us 5 years from when he said that before we could actually use it because of the bureaucracy and the building, etc. But we got there.
And now it's still running.
And we're in this amazing place.
It is amazing.
Yeah.
Actually, I have to say.
It's a 2-room,
Yes.
it's a full height chapel ceiling.
Yes.
We've got the control room separate with glass, which meant that when it was locked down, we could carry on with some of the projects because we'd say, after the initial bit, well, you can come in through that door, we'll come in through that door.
And you don't have to meet.
We'll wipe down the headphones and it's working. So, they'd come in, can you hear me? Yeah. And, you'd be able to work.
Perfect in isolation.
Yeah. So it was incredible. And because my income was largely on the production, not the live gigging as much.
No.
Whereas obviously I know, like you do,
It was terrible.
the guys that had that other balance, it was just horrific.
It was a nightmare of a time.
Yeah.
But I know that actually, our Matt, who teaches and performs, he, that whole thing about not doing music because it's not secure.
Yeah.
It led him down a garden path not so long ago.
Right.
And where he was going, well, I don't know what to do music, and it's because it's too insecure, and it is. But after a while, you kind of think the advantages. What are the for you? And I want you to sing us a song, one of your songs.
Need to find out which one.
Just think about what you're going to do.
Yeah,
but just answer this question: what if you had to do it all again? Tell me, would you? Could you? Memories. Sorry, that's an old song. But would you do it all again?
Yeah.
On balance?
I think so. Yeah.
Even with your wife going, I wish you'd be an accountant?
Yeah, I think because it is just, you forget after a while when you've been doing it for a long time that it is actually what you get from doing something you love actually probably does outweigh maybe the
money.
not having to do the roller coaster ride. It is because you talk to people that are maybe in that more monotonous thing and they're struggling because of that. You think, oh gosh, I'm so cliche but blessed. It's it's phenomenal.
Yes,
that we get to do that.
Yeah. But sing us a song. Tell us about the song.
Well, yeah. So this is a communion song, really. I've been a part of the Resound worship community for a little while. They're a fantastic group.
Tell us about that.
They resource and network local church songwriters, grassroots songwriters, to serve their local church with their songs. That's what they're about. So it's very, anti-industry sounds heavy, but they push against they push against that whole engine world, and they just serve local church, and they get these writers, and it's beautiful. They network them, and they do this wonderful thing called the 12-song challenge, which is where you sign up for a year, and every month they'll give you a brief, and you write your song, you put it on this Slack forum, and then you have to sort of comment on 3 other people's songs that month. So it just creates this lovely community, much like your community here. Everyone's for each other, encouraging each other. And it's brilliant because what happens is people will say, oh, I loved your song last month and we used it. And the other person was like, it wasn't finished. But
it's being used.
We've used it, we loved it and we used it.
Can I just, before you play it, I think we just need this taps into totally where we are with this, which is this, and we say anti-industry. All my albums have been about things, and what everybody would always say is, make sure you write a new one so we can get it on the CCLI. Those of you who don't know what that is, it's what's it called? What does it stand for? I can't even remember.
I don't even know what it stands
for. It doesn't matter. It's about licensing songs. And it became a way of financing people, and people go, and people, Graham, people like that got very wealthy over writing songs, so they became rich. And coming from the Christian Brethren, it was a total antithesis of what somebody would write a song, and you'd write a song so that people could use it for the church. And it wasn't about me paying my mortgage. For me, it muddies the water.
Absolutely.
Because as soon as you write a hallelujah song or Jesus We Love You song, but you've got one eye on the money and one eye on it doesn't seem right.
A worship industry is an oxymoron.
It
right?
is. It should not be. Should not be a thing.
No,
Thank you.
It's
I'm
hard.
glad that it's not just me then.
Right,
Good, because I thought I was going mad.
Yeah.
No, you sing a song because it blesses people. That's all. People will write to me and say, "Do we? I'll sing at the funeral. I don't want. Can I? Yes, is the answer.
Yeah.
You can. I don't want you to get into trouble with a copyright if you're gonged or something. But you use it. Yes, you can use it. But don't broadcast it, kind of thing. But it just seems to me that's exactly bang on what we should be talking about. Sing the song.
Yeah. So this is one of the challenges was write a communion song. So I've written the song, and the beautiful thing is my little church in Ashford on the road. They love it and they want to sing it, and it goes like this. Come to the table of the King. You're loved and welcomed in, and there's a place for you. Bring your hunger and your thirst, your worries and your worst. There's grace enough for you. And oh, there's grace enough for you. And all His mercy here for you. When you come to the table of the King, come and find belonging, come and find your healing. Come remember, Jesus gave His body, Jesus gave His blood for you to come, all the wandering and lost, draw near with faith and trust that He will meet with you. And come with your grief, come with your pain, He'll bring you life again and fill you with His love. And oh, He'll cover you with love. Oh, His never failing love. When you come to the table of the King, come and find belonging, come and find your healing. Come remember, Jesus gave His body, Jesus gave His blood for you to come to the table of the King. Come and find belonging, come and find your healing. Come remember, Jesus gave His body, Jesus gave His blood for you to live.
Beautiful.
Right.
That is absolutely lovely.
Oh, cheers.
Is that you got him to
Yeah, just going back to it. Back to the split screen.
split screen?
Sorry, folks. It might be a tad slow because I'm on my own driving tonight. So, but yes, so yes,
Yes,
that's okay.
Sue's doing everything. That was very moving.
Oh, thank you, mate.
What a
Lovely.
fantastic
No, people
song.
really
Yeah.
enjoyed that,
Oh,
Matt.
good.
Yeah,
And
lovely
also,
song.
Matt, I never heard you sing.
Yeah, no, I sort of hide
is-
at the back, behind the bass.
Yeah, you are, but you've got a nice, what I call a kind of light tenory voice.
Yeah.
You know, it's really engaging. It's but also I think actually that again that communion song. How many communion songs are there? Very few. You remind me. You see, when you know Greg Porter when he says "Take me to the alley." Do you know that song?
I don't think so, no.
Oh,
You
you know Greg Porter, of course. Yeah,
Don't know if I do.
And the song, it's a very interesting thing about coming to the table
Yeah.
because he goes, it's something in the that a friend of ours, Nicola, when she was licensed the other day in Portsmouth, she referred to this song, "Take Me to the Alley," which is, "Oh, they gild their houses in preparation for the king. Oh, they line the sidewalks with all kinds of shiny things. They will hear him. They will hear him say. Oh no. No. And they will hear him say, "Take me to the alley." So not the shiny stuff, the king, but take me to the afflicted ones. Yes. Take me to the afflicted ones.
Take me to the lonely ones who somehow lost their way. They will hear him say, come to my table,
Beautiful, isn't it?
rest here in my garden, eat here at my table. You will find a pardon. But it's that notion. God, I'm sorry, I haven't got the words in front of me.
Yeah,
but
nice.
when I heard it, it was the notion that people who come to communion come. They've lost their way. They need renewal, which is why what the communion exists for is to replenish and renew.
Yeah.
And I thought, actually, listening to that, it was just a real preparation song. That is just gorgeous, isn't it?
And it was actually came from the liturgy which my vicar Neil Abbott was using, which I'd never come across before. But
What was it?
Exactly all that sort of stuff. It was like those who are just exhausted or worn out, all that stuff that we are struggling. Or
Gareth has just said, Gareth was a Methodist minister, he says, I was about to say the same, there are very few communion songs, especially ones that focus on coming to the table rather than the heavier theology. And it's just a simple thing, come to the table. You know, the chords were just gorgeous.
They were.
Just lovely.
It's creative, typically of you. It's got that all the influences that you've got in there.
That's my issue though, because my goal at the minute is, because I'm now at this smaller church.
Yes.
You try and play the big songs that are and they don't work because I've got Ethel and Deirdre at the front, and we're not doing the octave leaps, etc. So my goal was, can I write some songs that would work in that situation?
Yeah.
And in a way, I don't blame the guys doing these amazing, huge songs because they lead worship in an arena.
Yeah.
So it works, right? So I'm not saying.
But 10,000 Reasons isn't going to work.
Yeah, but then the problem is most churches are probably like my church and they don't meet in an arena.
No,
so
they
actually, with that in mind, maybe we do need more songs that will work in these sort of environments.
You're right. And
But
actually,
then I was going to say my problem is I keep making all these, or putting
extraordinary
in a fancy
chords.
chord.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
That's not actually helping anyone do that.
No, I think no. Well, maybe, but you could. What I did with the hymns project is we replaced in the songbook themselves. We simplified. Simplified the songbook. So actually, so you take, because a lot of these chords, but this is the point. Do you know what? I don't care if people sing. That I was replacing things, tunes to old songs. Just as I am, without one plea, but that thy blood was shed for me, and that thou bidst me come to thee, O Lamb of God, I come. So you're doing a kind of hymn-like thing, but you don't need to put every added ninth and then a diminished seventh leading on to the because most Ethel is not going to be able to play it.
Yeah.
But if you simplify the chords, then people can then grab hold of it. Yeah. But I think also there is a thing too about you playing for them, that the creativity of somebody like you, preparing them where they don't have to sing, and then writing stuff that they can respond to, like Wild Goose songs, like John Bell. Those songs they really did have a lot of virtue to them, and they mention things like getting stuck in the lift as a worship song. There was a lovely thing about the lifts don't work and the things doesn't think, but you are with me, and the mundane grit of life, which
and actually people, if they just gravitate to the song because it has that uniqueness about it, they'll want to do it regardless of if it's got something
they will.
Tricky in it.
I want to do a song for Michael Cooper. Can we just put a picture up of Michael Cooper? Sorry, Susie. This is what it's going to be tonight, I'm afraid. We've got lots to do, and but we're going to do it as well. No. We're going to do the video, I think, for Michael Cooper, aren't we?
Okay, all right then. I'll just get you two out of the room.
Okay. And so this, and I'll just say to you now, Michael is not doing great, and many of you will know that he's had a diagnosis and there's no more treatment. So he's doing substantially well. Are you all right?
Yeah, just keep talking.
Right, I'll just keep talking.
I just had a panicky moment. moment. That's right.
Don't have a panic moment. Breathe and just do it. Right, that's all. But Michael has been really on a difficult journey, and there's a song that he wants, because he's not going to be around for too long tonight, because he's going to go to bed. He gets very tired. So we wish him all the best, and we send the community prayers to him.
I'll just put the pictures up.
And that was him playing at his granddaughter's wedding, and he said to me, "Oh, how I wish I could do that now." And he can't do that anymore.
Oh, bless him.
And those of us who are musicians know how tough that is, not to be able to do it. And I understand that, mate, not playing when I was in hospital, and the notion of not being able to sit at the piano anymore and play Mozart or play songs of mine, anything like that, it broke my heart. So we send you our prayers for comfort, prayers of consolation, as you lie sometimes in pain, and we send you our biggest love, and confirm that God does love you indeed very much.
I started from, and I know you'd agree. A miracle of love brought me, and it's sweet embrace, and made me what I am today. Just an old sinner. Just a sinner, saved by grace. When I stood condemned to death, He took my place. Now I live and breathe in freedom. my window. The falling leaves are red and gold. I see your lips, the summer kisses, the sunburned hand. I used to hold. Since you went away, the days grow long, and soon I'll hear old winter song. But I miss you most of all, my darling you. When autumn leaves start to fall, but I miss you most of all, my darling you. When autumn leaves start to fall, just give us one more going, little one, but let's go on now. but I miss you most of all. My darling, you. When autumn leaves start to fall.
Tidy.
Wow, that was awesome. Absolutely awesome. And people really loved that. Really loved it.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
Do you know what? It's this
It
thing,
was it was fantastic because people know you doing that really well. They know the backing track and so on. But to see the two of you creating something as you're going along, and I just need to tell everyone that actually they haven't been practicing this for weeks and weeks, although it sounds like it.
Flying by the seat of one's pants.
There are a few deliberate mistakes in there, obviously, that we both placed in there just to see if you could spot them.
Yeah.
But the song is a beautiful song, and I just think actually when you one of the things I miss most in my I think I said it's when Bryn was here and we started playing his new album, you know, and so you know it's. I've seen fire, I've seen rain. All these songs that he just recorded on Ready or Not. And he's going to come and do the concert with, just for those of you who are coming, who are doing the away day at the Retreat House in Marlow. Not long away, November the 15th, I think it is.
Week on Wednesday.
A week
Woohoo!
on Wednesday, and you're going to have Bryn doing a concert with me in the evening. We've got a great day planned for you where you're going to be involved. So tell them a little bit about the story,
Hang on, let me
about
just get
the
myself.
stories and stuff that we want them to share.
Yes, what we want you to do, people, is, and we will be writing out to you in advance, so don't worry about it. But we would like you just to have up your sleeve
If
1
you'd
or
like
2 minutes, if you'd like to, just 1 or 2 minutes. We're not asking for a long sermon or anything,
got that.
but just a couple of moments where you share what it has meant to you to be part of the JV community.
Yes.
And that would be lovely to hear from everyone.
Stories, how you
so
started
stories of how
listening,
you started listening,
all that kind of thing.
what you've got from it, the people that you've met, and so on.
And literally it's 2 minutes, people.
Yes.
Because we can't take any more because there are too many of you. Otherwise we'll be there literally for 2 days. And although some of you are staying overnight, some of you are staying for 2 nights. We won't be staying the night to give people the chance that could stay to stay. So we'll be there, but the programme is being designed, has been designed by our dear friend Steve Martin.
Steve Martin, yes, he's done a grand job on that.
Steve Martin, not that one, the other one. And and he's done a grand job on that. And Steve is going to be there with us.
He is.
Sharing in that. And all of that kind of thing is going to happen. And we've got lovely Richard Everett, who's going to come and do a reflection in the afternoon. We've got Adrian Pinnock, the chairman of the charity that we run now, with this called You've Got a Friend Trust. And he's going to be talking about the trust and how it's worked and how you've made it work, how your generosity has changed the lives of, well, so many people. But you'll be hearing all about that very soon.
And lots of singing.
Lots of
singing. Music,
That's
lots of
what we
singing.
got. If you've got an instrument, bring it. Just have a jamboree. I don't care how it sounds. We'll do some of the stuff that I know that we've been doing, things like that. And we've got various people already planned. And if you've got an instrument, bring it along. Come up the front. It's a big chapel. I don't care what it sounds like. We're just as long as you play.
Absolutely,
some of the
it's going to be
chords.
great. And can I just say that if you suddenly realised that you would like to come, you weren't able to, but now you'd really like to come, I think there's a room or two available.
Oh, yes, because people
so
have to
please
cancel.
don't think because you didn't sign up earlier. If the situation's changed, it would be wonderful to have you
For
there.
1
So
or
just
2
let
nights.
us know.
So
Yeah.
you better get in quickly though.
Yeah,
Because literally it's just 1 or 2 rooms left.
Yeah.
Go. So it is that now. You didn't have what's his name's Jerry's.
I'll see
hand.
if I can find
Did you
it.
just
I'll
to
have to
hand?
scroll back and find it because we've had a bit of chatter since
We
then.
had chatter, yes, I'm sure. But Jerry has written.
It was lovely having Jerry with us at the concert last weekend, which
Stoneleigh
was fabulous.
Fantastic. We loved Stoneleigh.
Yeah,
What
it was a great gig.
concert that
What
was.
a great gig. It was marvellous.
Bryn is there next
month.
week,
Next month, yeah.
Next month.
So Jerry knocked his little poem up together, which was career choice Matt never encumbers. He dreamed big during all his slumbers. Accounts he'd have done, but music's more fun, and that's why these days he plays numbers.
It's actually very clever.
Legend.
Great stuff. Great stuff.
So you gigged an awful lot. There you were. You're right. You're playing a lot for people. And the Matt I got to know. There you are. You're making money, doing sessions, playing bass or whatever, and playing guitar, then starting to play trumpet. We're going to have a little bit of flugel, I think, tonight. We're going to try that a little bit. And you start writing. Why do you? What is it that you're in production? You're making money. You're performing. You're producing. Because producing, explain to some people what producing is. They don't really understand what that means.
Yeah, I mean, a producer is someone you would take your song demo to. So you turn up with, this is my recording of me and my guitar in my room singing my song.
Yeah.
And then the producer takes that and they make it into this, what would be like this finished CD product, you know, with all the band, the bells and whistles. So they get you from that to that, yeah.
So they employ the band, they basically have the idea
tempo,
of...
They get the structure, the arrangement, they add little extra chords or make sure you just tweak things a little bit songwriting-wise. It just shape everything along the way so you get this finished result. And
that you obviously you learnt to do.
Yes. I found at high school on the shelf in my music room a 4-track cassette recorder.
Oh,
that was collecting dust. And I think my dad had sort of almost bought one and left like a brochure around.
Yes.
So I knew what it was, but he never got into it. But it must have set a seed in there. So I saw that at school and I was like, can I borrow that? And I basically had it for my entire duration at school.
Yeah.
So I learned on this tape recorder, 4 tracks. And of course, with that limited technology, you start to be creative. You start to learn.
Voice.
Exactly.
You could do voice, piano, guitar, and something else.
Yeah, and you start to bounce 2 things onto one track, so you can make more.
Yeah.
And I just started to learn. Eventually upgraded to an 8-track digital machine, and then I think what's interesting is once you've got the gear, you're like, I need a song to record to use the gear.
Yes.
So the songwriting almost became out of a necessity because I had this.
You've always done it.
Yeah. And I remember when I was learning guitar, at the point where you're literally learning a new chord, and just wrote down random letters on a post-it note and thought, I'll see what they sound like in the morning. Of course, it was completely horrific, but must have had this sort of, this was starting really early on. And then the recording was happening, so I needed the songs to record something. So I started writing songs, and they weren't congregational songs, and I wasn't a very good singer early on. That's definitely grown. I mean, I'm still not incredible, but it's got better.
It's a lovely voice.
You're too kind, but
no, I'm not too kind. I'm actually quite horrible, but so I wouldn't say it. I would have said, just play the guitar, or something. But you're not. It's a lovely sound.
But I did make a couple of albums a long time ago that were not just songs and self-produced. So basically, it was just there so I could learn production really, and I'd do the songs. But I basically got quite discouraged about being an artist because I worked with Kathy Burton quite a lot.
Yeah, no.
She's fantastic. Incredible voice, wonderful songs. And I would see her being in her band, working so hard with this incredible gift she had, and still struggling to break through in the way she probably would have hoped. And I just thought, gosh, if she can't do it, So I sort of stopped.
And played other people's songs.
Exactly, yeah. Got into the production. But then recently, like I said, with the church I'm at and leading there, just saw that opportunity to actually, I could get back in and write.
Do you have musicians that you work with in the church, or is it just you and your own?
It's me on the guitar. There's a lovely pianist. I've got a lovely flautist, a bass player, and that's it.
No drums.
No drums.
That's more interesting, isn't it?
That's what you're working with.
So it's this creating rhythm.
Yeah.
And actually, what if you notice the way we did this. There's a pulse running through it. 3 and 4 and 1, which normally a bass there'll be a kick, that and back, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But without it, what it creates is a need for discipline, doesn't it? You create your rhythm, and the rhythm you become your own rhythm machine.
Yeah.
That's kind of interesting. Now, a song. Give us another song. You started writing your own songs, and they came out of necessity as well as, disillusionment, I suppose, for the first lot, and then
that's right. Yeah. So, but yeah, I saw this sort of need in my church situation, and just I was sort of already had been producing songs with that Resound Worship guys, that crew. So I'd sort of seen what they'd been doing and saw that how they were really encouraging that grassroots local church thing. So
and is it working? I mean, is it working across the country, or is it?
Is it the Resound thing?
Yes,
absolutely. Yeah, it's gone international. There's people that are picking up on it outside of just the UK.
What happens in terms of copyright?
You're essentially left your own devices to
look after it,
because they operate this wonderful thing where they will when you're putting your song up on Slack and people are critiquing or any sort of feedback loop that happens that Resound do, they say that they operate on the positive policy of it's still your song, you can give feedback freely, but it's still that person's song. If you want to co-write and create a share, fine, and so it's very generous and free and giving in that way. They say,
And so there's not a rush for the bank account.
It's not. I said you should do that line, and where's my 10% or whatever.
So what about companies wanting to sign the songs?
Yeah, so Resound do actually provide a publishing option. They've got this wonderful thing called Church Songs, which is a very generous sort of setup.
Yes.
Because they're part of the Jubilate. They're kind of a sister charity to Jubilate.
Yeah, I know it. So in fact, we did. I did a song for them.
That's right.
Yeah.
The Remembrance.
Yeah, which is coming up next week. We're going to do something
next week when they push it.
Yeah. Well, no, I can't play it. I can't play it on the show because it's not covered. I'm not covered on the song.
So they are covering some publishing, so people can put it into the system if they want to. Yeah, but
I'm going to just read something that apparently, and I think it might flavour your.
Oh, the mountains. Shall I do that song then? Because that's the ukulele.
That seems to be. Yeah. I mean, and it's a very different, another instrument now. And I'm just going to read this. When you've got your uke,
behind the banner.
And here it is, the baritone ukulele. Look at this. Look at that. From behind the banners came.
Just like that.
A baritone ukulele, which is the bigger. Is there a bigger one than that?
There probably is.
The bass, isn't there? The bass. Yeah. The ukulele. Listen, I've played with them on the radio too, dear boy. In fact, I went on as the star. No, this is true. This is true. I went on as Jonathan Veira. I turned up and everybody went and they said, and we have Jonathan Veira. Everybody went, like this. And then they said, and we have the ukulele great orchestra of Great Britain. Everybody, yay! And literally, I don't know why I was on there.
Yeah.
Because they played Colonel Bogey and all the rest of it, dun 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 dun, or whatever it was.
Oh wow.
Anyway, this I read this to you partly in this time of turmoil, international turmoil, particularly between Israel and the Palestinians, and I am not standing up for. I will not take a side here. That's part of the way forward. I think you were at 24/7 prayer conference in Vienna. Was that right?
That's right. Just
and that was the position. I think they tried to take no positions.
Right. Yeah, it was a lady from Bethlehem that was speaking to us about it, and that was her recommendation to us all as Christians.
Yeah.
So that's wise.
And I think that's wise. So I refuse to. So as much as
it's complicated.
It's always complicated, and as soon as you start to adopt, there was something I was going to read, but I'm not going to read this. What I'm going to read is this. This was written by Gareth, and Gareth, I hope you're listening. Okay, and I'm going to read it rather than try and sing it. When mountains that we thought secure lie crumbled where we stand, and pain and helplessness endure, all from another's hand, help us to bear the prophet's mark, to stand apart from hate, and witness to the Father's call for justice in the land. God is our strength and refuge still, that all the earth give way, our help at every time of ill, the light of our dark day. And as his people in the world, we bear the scars of grief, but echo faith's resounding note, and still for justice pray. There is a place of holiness where God makes warfare cease. There is a day of hopefulness, a promised time of peace. So here today we bear the pain of inhumanity, but pledge our lives to live for truth, so justice may increase. Amen. That's all we're going to say. Sing us a song.
They crumble, they have come crashing into the sea. The fire and the furnace, they are consuming all around me. Your love for me will never end. You will keep your promise of peace forever. You strengthen me and give me hope. I will not fear, for you are here, and you are my God. This life I have furnished will not sustain me beyond the grave, but hope in my Savior Jesus will keep me safe for eternity. Your love for me will never end. You will keep your promise of peace forever. You strengthen me and give me hope. I will not fear, for you are here, and you are my God. All of my life I have known your presence with me, graciously close when I least deserved all you have for me. I will trust when in need, and even when blessings flow, I will trust in you, in you. Your love for me will never end. You will keep your promise of peace forever. You strengthen me and give me hope. I will not fear, for you are here, and you are my God.
What a
Lovely.
fabulous song.
Very nice. Very nice indeed.
Beautiful finger picking.
Yeah.
Claw hammer there from
Sneaky, yeah.
sneaky little claw
Sneaky,
hammer.
sneaky.
Great
And,
little ostinato. Dum, da, da,
Yeah.
dum, dum, ba, dum, da, an ostinato.
And that's a bit of a
It's
sneak
repeat.
preview, that one. That's
Really?
I'm going to be I'm recording that for a new project I'm going to be trying to get out at some point.
Oh, really?
So it's sort of been it hasn't been played You guys.
Ever.
There was a
First
premiere.
time.
It was a premiere.
Well,
Woo!
look at that. Well, how about that? And they can get you on Matt Weeks.
I have a website called mattweeksmusic.com,
Mattweeks.com. I think you've got that up there.
Yeah, when it's on the I've taken him off the double screen, but when it's on the double screen, it's there.
You've got mattweeks.com up there. And I want you to go to his music, listen to it. A lot in Spotify and...
It's on there's one album called Murmurs, which is the worship, the more recent worship stuff, which I think has been out almost 2 years. So that's on Spotify and on the website.
Okay, and have a listen. This is the stuff. There's not a lot to buy, is there?
No, I mean I've not been making CDs because I'm not really gigging.
You don't know, and it's a tricky one. I don't know how you make money out of it, but you're making money in a different way. And I think actually what's brilliant is, and I will say this to you, I think actually that you are working. For me, this is exactly morally correct.
Yes.
That it is, and I absolutely, and that's why I think actually people, he's not making money out of this. Therefore, if you're out there and you would like to give some money to him, and actually you don't know how to do it, if you want to do it via us and say send him a gift, we're paying him tonight to be here, which we know we tell you that's what we do, and you help us to do that actually. But we're blessing him because this is his job. This is what he does. And if you want to send any more, then please just send it via us, and we'll bless him with that money. But you can go on. Hey, you're joking. This is where it happens. This is I honour you too because of you created some extraordinary sounds on my albums. You, Mark,
absolute pleasure,
and everything else has just made them special albums. Your mandolin playing, your banjo playing, everything else, your guitar playing, your bass playing. The only thing you haven't done is play drums on it actually. Or sweep the floor. If I gave you a broom, you could sweep the floor as well. Now, Sue, I'm going to just go over to you now.
Okay. I will do my
adverts,
notices. I will do my notices. Woohoo! So yes, we mentioned about Stoneleigh last week. It was a fabulous concert, and we just so enjoyed it. The next event that we are doing is we're going to do a weekend up at New Springs Church in Loughborough, and
really looking forward to doing.
That's going to be such fun.
It's so odd.
It's going to be so odd. Lovely church up there. Fantastic people. We're going on the 17th, but we're doing a couple of things, and then on the 19th, I'm putting up about the service on the morning of 19th. Yeah.
Are we doing anything before that? Did you say we were doing another? Are we doing a concert next week?
No.
Oh, there's no concert.
No, we're doing Steinway Room next week.
Oh yes, we are.
Right.
Oh, we've got. Oh yes, and have we got guests? Anyway.
What have you got? Can you tell us?
We've got from Imagination, the drummer from Imagination. You remember
Errol.
Just an Illusion, the drummer. Just an Illusion. Oh, with his wife Bev. So they're coming in to talk about
couple of great
top
characters
hits and all of that stuff. Body talk. Da, da, da. He was the one who wrote that song and with his. So some big stars coming in on Sunday. Next Sunday. Go on, Sue.
Would you like to hand back to me?
Sorry.
Okay, fine. So.
That's what happens, isn't it? Yeah.
So on the 19th, we will be, in the morning, we will be at New Springs Church in Loughborough. The following weekend, we will be in Chesterfield on the 25th for the first of the 4 Christmas events that we've got going. Then on the 2nd of December, we will be in Pett, Hastings, doing the Christmas show. Then on the 8th, yes, David, we're going to be at your church in Camelford. And we're really looking forward to coming there. That. And then on the next day, on the 9th, we'll be in Paynton, which will be fantastic. So back down to the southwest. We were in Bude a few weeks ago, and we're going back down to do Camelford and Paynton. So if you're anywhere near any of those, you will want to be there because Christmas with JV is just awesome. Just awesome.
Just like Christmas. Remember that? So good. It's a great album, that. Just so brilliant. Go on.
Moving into February, so we have Newent on the 17th, and then in March we have just found out that we will be going to a church near Stoneleigh. I can't remember where it is, but that will be up on the site before long. So if you have a desire to have Jonathan at your church... And
many more coming, I think.
Many more coming. So if you have a desire to have Jonathan at your church, or you would like to think about it, please just contact me, because I'm the one that knows everything. Don't talk to Jonathan, because he just turns up where I tell him to go. So talk to me and I will help you. I would love to just assist you in thinking about it, planning it, putting it on. I don't leave you unassisted. I will make sure that I give you lots of help. And I know that the good folk of Stoneleigh and Stoke and Bude and so on are so delighted that they had Jonathan. So do not miss out on this opportunity. They were. And last weekend they were saying, but we can't believe we only paid £10 for this. It was just awesome. Yeah. So that was per ticket, by the way, not to Jonathan. So if you want to know, then you need to contact me on sue@jonathanveira.com, as you know.
Because we'd love to do it.
We would love to do it. And if you want to find out more about where these gigs are and how to get tickets, then it's www.jonathanveira.com, as is on the screen at the moment. Now we need to think about the Steinway Room and the dates that we've got for the rest of the autumn. So as we said, next week we've got Bev and Errol coming in. And then on the 3rd of December, we've got our lovely evening with Mark Edwards. We always enjoy that. And it's always much fun having the two of them playing. Don't even do it. Don't do it. I can see him reaching for the keyboard. Stop it.
Was beginning to look like Christmas. I'm sorry.
You can't resist it, can you? And then on the
love that song.
The 17th, we will be broadcasting our carols with JV from the Steinway Room, available exclusively on YouTube.
Yeah.
So you are going to want to tune into that on the 17th. YouTube, as I mentioned, and you can go onto that at any time. If you haven't already subscribed, then you're going to want to, because we are putting so much stuff up there. We pleaded with you to get to 1,000 likes. You did it for us, which was amazing. So now Rachel is like a kiddie in a sweet shop at Christmas time. She has got so many extra bits and pieces that she can play with.
Well, we're now at 1.25k.
We're at 1.25 subscribers, which is awesome. And you can access music through there and the videos and so on. Right. So yes, it's all coming together very nicely. If you want to know about joining the JV community, then you need to go on to JV Community Official, which is one of the groups on Facebook. And it's a lovely group. People just chat to one another. There are people who struggle to sleep at night, so they just say, anyone there? And lots of people just say, yes, I'm around, what do you need, etc. As well as telling jokes to one another and sharing needs that you might have. You might want people to pray for you, or if you want to just hold them in your thoughts and so on. So please, if you're not already a member of the JV community, do that. But you need to answer the questions.
Please do.
When you go on and you say, I'd like to join this group, it will say to you 2 questions. We need to have you answer those, because otherwise we don't know whether you are a robot. And we don't want robots in the group, or people who are trying to sell you things. We want to keep you safe. It's a group that is kind, it is helpful, and it is positive. So please join us if you haven't already done so. Not forgetting about YGAF. You are now on screen. Would you like to tell us about that?
I saw Adrian this week. He's going to be talking about it when he comes. But the way that, remember, if you need anything this week, if you think I need some help, I love the fact that you think of other people, but if you need some help, if you need an arm round you, if you need, a new washing machine, help with some clothes for your children, if you need, people in need, then we want you to contact Adrian, or you contact us directly and we will put you in touch. There will be a question or two about what's going on. We obviously want to make sure that the money that you collect is spent wisely. But we want you, if you've got a need, to contact us and we will do it. And if you'd like to help others by committing to giving regularly, £1 a month, I don't care what you give. The amount doesn't matter. It's the maths of multiples in this. And we've helped so many people with thousands of pounds worth of things given out over this time. And we bless you for that and thank you. And to keep it going, we have got to give. You, us, whatever. And so if you could do that, that will be fantastic. And that's on the screen, Sue.
Right, I think that's finished now.
That's finished.
I've finished my notices.
Now what we're going to do is something completely different. All right? And to show you that this man has more talents than you can shake a cat at.
Might be a bit cold. Give me a
I'll give you a few minutes. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and for you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, blessed day, the dark, sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, also on the faces of the people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Right, play it for us. Saying how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. Oh, I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. That's the first time we've had a brass instrument in this room ever. How about that then?
Fantastic,
Did they enjoy that?
fantastic. Yeah, they loved it. Lots of hearts going
Lots
up
of
for that one,
hearts.
yes. And lots of raving about what a wonderfully talented musician Matt is.
Oh, bless you, guys. Oh, she enjoyed that one. Brilliant.
Yes.
When Mark comes in here. Right, here we go. It's been preparation for when Mark. She's, oh Mark, it's so good to have the piano played properly. Honestly, that's all I get.
No, they also
I've
said
there.
that you sang quite
I've
beautifully.
made a living for her. I've given her. I've kept it in the luxury which is this expansive room. And all she says is, "Oh yeah, how talented Matt is."
They also said you sang quite well. So just,
I have to say, when we did the albums with Mark as well, I love especially the piano fights.
Oh.
Like, for you guys to know, it's so awesome because Mark's doing the thing and Jamie's like, "Yeah, but we could do it like this." Mark's like, "Yeah, but we could do it like this." And they just, it's just a little. It's absolutely priceless to see.
Wasn't it?
It's so good.
And it was a kind of a Mark going, "I don't think so."
who are you?
I think you're fine.
Who are
What
you
are you?
to tell me?
And actually, it's true. I've got a little old sports car sitting out here, not worth nothing. Right, but it's like having me next to him is like having a Porsche right next to this thing. And I used to go, I was so depressed the first time I heard him play.
Well, I can remember you coming home and saying,
That's it.
they've said that they think this guy should play instead of me. It was the first album that they kicked you off the keys and said, "That's it. That's it. We're going to get someone else
He
in."
said, "He's the real deal. Get off." And the thing was, he was.
The thing is, he is just.
And he's phenomenal.
Yeah.
He's the talent that when he plays. I mean, you're playing a solo, all right. And what you do when you're playing, you get a few licks in your head that you're going to play, and if you go, you're going to do something like that, and you're going to kick it in somewhere, right? Or something. But you practice that little. And you put that and you think, I'll put that in. Mark just comes up with something totally, and he says, "I'm not very good at this kind of thing," and he does it in one.
Yeah.
So you can't play some more for us. Play another one of your songs for us.
Do you want we can do another premiere, like a more meditative personal thing, or we can do a congregational thing, or I don't know.
Do you know what? Do something that you would like to play. But when you come in here, it's all very relaxed. You just do what you like, and people are loving it. Are people enjoying this?
They are.
Oh, good. I need to get some words up quickly. But so there's.
Right, go on.
This is called The Garden of Tears. It's another one that's going to be on this album. It's called Meditations. So the thing with my albums is I do them on downtime. It's basically they take forever. And I'd written this song, which is quite. The interesting thing is it was one of those challenges with Resound, and it was basically write a song in the style of your songwriting hero. So I probably shouldn't say this before I play it, but this is supposed to be like what I picked Paul Simon.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like a Paul Simon song. Yeah. But anyway, so my plan was I thought if I could just release this as a single, it's just stripped back, voice and guitar. Maybe I'll do one more. In fact, I thought I'll do that Mountains Will Crumble song I did before. I'll put that with it, release it quickly. Great.
Quickly, so what, put 4?
And then I started thinking,
what, an EP type of thing?
Yeah, or just a 2-track thing, get it out quickly done, and I'd have to wait to get this whole album. But then since then I've been thinking, that other song, that would work in the strip back style as well. Yeah. Or so with that one. So now I've got like a list of 8 or 9 I need to do, so it might take forever, but anyway, here we go.
Hey,
this is the premiere, yeah. Lord, I love you and trust in your name, and I live for your glory and fame. I surrender my humble life unto your care. Carry me on as I walk on this winding and narrow road. You have walked in my garden of tears. You've loved me and cared through the years. Oh Lord, I worship you. You have provided much more than I need. This love so much more than a creed. Oh Lord, I worship you. I so often have wandered and strayed when I know that I should have obeyed, but your love and your faithfulness have held me close. I can't believe the creator of heaven and earth is my friend. You have walked of tears. You loved me and cared through the years. Oh Lord, I worship you. You have provided much more than I need. This love so much more than a creed. Oh Lord, I worship you. You make my heart sing out loud. You make my mouth declare your praise. For you brought salvation to all who believe. You make my heart sing out loud. You make my mouth declare your praise. For you brought salvation to all who believe. You have walked in my garden of tears. You loved me and cared through the years. Oh Lord, I worship you. You have provided much more than I need. This love so much more than a creed. Oh Lord, I worship you. I worship you. You, Lord, I worship you. I worship you, you, Lord.
Sensational song. And I hear Paul Simon in absolutely in there.
Oh
yeah.
Definitely,
Apart from the
definitely.
flashy chords, which he could manage anyway. Because we're
But
going to
what people have really loved, Matt, are the sort of some of these words in there. I mean, it's really resonated with people. The sort of love so much more than a creed. It's just sort of sprang out at people. That was just lovely.
Your wordsmithing,
Really lovely.
in other words.
Well, I mean, that's ironic, really, because the more I've done congregational writing, I felt like I've had to rely on other people to co-write with for the lyrical side.
Yes.
But it's kind of, I suppose, you have to work at it yourself a bit sometimes and not just rely on those other guys. So that's very encouraging to hear that.
Well,
yeah.
What was it? Kendrick said to me, he said it's 90% perspiration and 10% inspiration. So you're working, you're replacing words constantly.
Yeah.
So Michael Cooper has asked did the congregation sing that with you?
No, that's one, because that's going to be on this more meditative album called Meditations. It's probably stuff that's more like that. That's a bit more like a personal devotion thing. There'll be a few that have a congregational element. But that's not one I would have thought would be a
Congregational one for us.
Yeah. Well, yeah. This is.
Sorry, I will sing "It Is Well" after that too. I will. I know. Don't be so frustrated getting over there.
We've only got 20 minutes left.
Yeah. So this is one called Alpha and Omega. It's another one that I wrote with the Resound guys. I got Andy Clark up in Chester. Lovely guy. Yes. And I mean, I've blown my own trumpet. Yeah. But I'll blow it again a little bit. So I was doing my CCLI reporting the other day, and we'd done this at church. So I typed it in, and it came up with a little popular tag on it.
Gosh.
I was like, gosh. So, because this one, we wrote at a retreat, and we kind of put out a little video. So people in the little Resound, Facebook group like you've got, they heard about it, but we took forever to do the recording. So all this anticipation built up, and they really got behind it. And obviously they've been using it loads. So
great. That's what you want.
Popular one, yeah. So this is Alpha and Omega. You are the Alpha God Almighty, King of the ages, you're worthy of all praise. Jesus, faithful and true, you are holy. There is no one like you, Lord of heaven and earth. You are Jesus, worthy of honor and glory, King of love and mercy, Lord of heaven and earth. You came from heaven, suffered to save us, the sinless Lamb of God. Now you are risen, you are exalted, and crowned the Lord of Lords. You are Jesus, faithful and true, you are holy. There is no one like you, Lord of heaven and earth. You are Jesus, worthy of honor and glory, King of love and mercy, Lord of heaven and earth. Blessing and honor and glory and power be to our God forever. Heaven rejoices and angels bow down. Praise to our God forever. Blessing and honor and glory and power be to our God forever. Heaven rejoices and angels bow down. Praise to our God forever. Jesus, faithful and true, you are holy. There is no one like you, Lord of heaven and earth. You are Jesus, worthy of honor and glory, King of love and mercy, Lord of heaven and earth. You are Lord of heaven and earth, Lord of heaven and earth.
Lovely, great. That is definitely a big congregational song, isn't it? And it's written in the key that everybody can play, which is A minor, which is terribly useful.
Top note C.
Yeah. That nice little.
That's a big thing, actually. Always try and keep that range quite congregational.
Oh, otherwise they won't sing it.
Yeah.
Oh, they can't sing it. A lot of men sing, if you notice, an octave below.
Yeah.
And then, and actually, if it's too high. So when you're writing, it is crucial. I remember thinking about this when I was writing songs, thinking, you have to sing them. You cannot really go above a D.
Yeah.
You can't. Yeah. I mean, C sharp. That the break on the voice is for a lot of women before they start going into their top voice.
Yeah.
And men, well, they just don't sing congregation like that. Yeah. But now I've got a hymn book back out there which sings top Fs a lot. Ooh. But pitch was slightly lower. Okay. Still, but Wesley wrote a lot of stuff back in the day when people were singing congregationally and they were all singing loudly.
That's right.
And in parts.
With good diction.
Yes. But the craft was still always there for him. The craft was the thing, as just making sure that people were constantly with a new witness of what God was doing then for them in their lives, not just not relying on just the past, but always a current witness of what was happening. Talking about a current witness, Sue's making faces at me all the time. She's going, "Could you sing it as well, please?"
What?
Oh, yeah.
What? Well, this
In
is a
G.
this is particularly important song. This is for Diana Harrison. Just gonna put myself on the screen. Okay, Diana, bless you, dear girl. It was lovely to meet you at Thornley. And it's short. I can't believe you're 70. Actually, you're 70 on Saturday, and so we want to wish you happy birthday for Saturday. But we also know that this is a very special song for you, and thank you for choosing it, because it is a very special song for many people. So we just also, if you don't mind, want to say that it's for Rosalie Sharrington, who's had a problem with her leg over the last 24 hours, and also dear Erica, who's got problems with her legs and her feet at the moment, and our good friend Julia. We just think of you, my darling, and we sing this for you.
Definitely. Julia Slater, this is for you. When peace like a river attendeth my way, when sorrows like sea billows roll, whatever my loss, thou hast taught me to say, it is well, it is well with my soul. It is well with my soul, with my soul. It is well, it is well with my soul. I see, oh, the bliss of this glorious thought. My sin not in part, but the whole. Is nailed to the cross, and I buried no more. Praise the Lord, praise the Lord, in my soul. It is well, it is well with my soul, with my soul. It is well, it is well with my soul. And Lord, haste the day when my faith shall decide. The clouds be rolled back as a scroll. Oh, the trumpet shall sound, and the Lord shall descend. Even so, it is well with my soul.
is well, it is well with my soul. It is well, it is well with my soul. When peace like a river, when peace like a river, that was beautiful.
That's lovely.
Actually, it's lovely, isn't it?
That's
That
lovely.
three-part harmony, it's all kind of-
Hey guys,
What's going on?
Gareth Hill said, "Thanks for the 3-part harmonies. Tidy." Yeah, tidy.
Boys,
That's-
we're banging it, isn't it? In Wales, you know, it is there, down there. Hope you're enjoying yourself down there in your retirement. Now, I have to say, and I'm going to finish now because it's time to go home. Time to go home. Time to go home. Time to go home. Teddy is saying it's time to go home. Time to go home. Time to go home. Teddy is saying good night. Good night. No, we're not gone yet. It's just- Well, we never played that one.
No, that's the first time. That's
First for that
another
one.
premiere.
And let me just finish by saying this. It's been such a pleasure having you, mate. Have you enjoyed being here?
yeah, it's been absolutely brilliant.
It's
Loved
just
it.
nice to just...
Chilled. It's
Yeah.
fun.
It's chilled, isn't it?
You guys.
Yeah, we do what
Awesome.
we do, but you know what's been
Yeah.
great? It's this kind of thing happens. It works because it's like this.
Yeah.
And there's no program, there's just a thing. You know, you just do it and you play and it goes right and it goes wrong. And I think your passion is what gets me for doing the right thing. Always, Matt. I've always said you're not just talented. You have the rare ability to be a nice guy as well. And that, do you know, in this world, and I mean this, being Christian, as we found out this week to our cost, it's just calling yourself Christian is not enough. You've got to do. It is the will of those who do. It's not everybody who cries, Lord, Lord, who enters into the kingdom of heaven, says the Bible. But it is those who do the will of my Father in heaven. So tonight, I want to just finish by saying this. I sung It Is Well with my soul, and sometimes it may not be right with your head. All right? I know I'm speaking to people out there, and I'm speaking to myself, and I really, because I've had, very bad depression over the years and things that have got me down. And it may not be well with my head underneath this incredibly stylish hat, but it is well with my soul. And at times when you're feeling that times are tough, Michael, we speak to you because we know these are difficult days for you. And somebody who is not living too far from us, we give you a big hug, and you know that I understand what you're going through. And it may not be well with your head, Jay, but it's okay with your soul, all right? And it's going to be okay. All will be well, and all manner of things will be well. Julian of Norwich, I just commend those. I'm going to say to you, all shall or will be well, and all manner of things will be well. 13th century mystic, and there it speaks into our lives now for tonight as you go to sleep. For Carol Wordsworth, who is just taking so much. Sleep is really escaping. Henry IV, Part 2, Shakespeare says, "Oh no, oh sleep, who has frighted thee from thy home?" In other words, I can't get any, can't get to sleep, and I think actually that often those middle of the night feelings,
terribly wearying, isn't it?
It wears you out, and I just say to you tonight, genuinely, all will be well, and all manner of things will be well. And I just ask you to simply breathe. Breathe in through the mouth, breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth calmly. And remember the goodness of God, and remember what's going on here with Resound Worship, that is about the right thing. And for that, we admire you, and we will welcome you back into the room another time to play some more songs for us, because I think actually your talent, but it's who you are that shines through more
It's
than
lovely.
anything else. And your whole family, actually, to be perfectly frank, and they've had a great influence on us, Willie, and you know, I've only met Dan once, and don't really know Joe actually, but to you guys in the band, and your dad actually, if he is listening, you are a constant pain in my neck. No, you're a constant. You're a constant. You can just leave it like that. And a constant encouragement to me to be thinking, always thinking. We thank you for coming tonight and being with us. And Matt, we bless you for your presence. And remember, go on, see him. And if you'd like to contribute a few quid to it, doesn't have to be much, just send it to us and we'll pass it on. He only lives locally, and we'll pass on that money to him just to bless him for his own ministry and his own life. He's got kids, and you know, it's a struggle being a musician. It really is in these days. I'm going to sing just "The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine upon you." You recorded this. I don't even have the words. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine on you. The Lord bless you and keep you and give you his peace. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine on you. The Lord bless you and keep you and give you his peace, and give you his peace. The man on the screen?
No, he's not on the screen.
Can you put him on the screen?
I can put him on the screen. Hang on a second. Give me a second. There he is.
There he is. Matt, it's been lovely having you. Just a final word from you. God bless the people out there and all that stuff.
Oh, God bless you guys and this whole community you've got. It's just absolutely fantastic. So, yeah, absolutely a pleasure to be a part of it tonight, guys. And,
thanks, guys, and thanks to everybody who came and joined us. Yeah. We'll see you next week for Bev and Errol from the band, the fantastic band Imagination, and you're going to love their stories. I'm sure they've got quite a few to tell. Sadly, he can't get his drums in here, which is a little bit of a disturbing thing, the notion of it. God bless you, and sleep well, and
Sleep
to all
well,
of you,
everyone.
God bless you.
God bless
goodbye.
you. Love you lots. Bye.